Hi, welcome everybody, it's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy. In this video we're going to talk a little bit about lie angle and the importance of lie angle on your golf irons to really help you control the shape of the shot and the start direction of that golf ball. Now obviously through custom fit, lie angle is one of the main aspects we will look at and measure and obviously try and fit into the correct lie angle for yourself as a golfer. But at the same time, we've also got to have a little look at technique and how you deliver the golf ball, because obviously your delivery can really affect lie angle. This is something we see so often through lessons, through fittings of golfers delivering a very sort of high handle and a very sort of toe down sort of lie delivery. So we've also got to take that into account. But what we're just really going to test here today is actual lie angle and how it actually affects the ball flight. So I've got a G700 Iron here in a red dot, which is pings equivalent to 1 degree flat from their standard. And I've also got a G700 in a green dot, which is pings equivalent to 2 degrees upright from standard. So there's a 3-degree difference of lie angle between these two clubs. I've got the same shaft, S300, ½ inch longer, so I'm going to use the same shaft in both heads to keep this test as fair as possible. I'm going to hit a batch of shots with each one, and then we're going to look at, using GC2 HMT, we're going to look at dispersion, look at lie, actually what number I'm physically delivering. Now the beauty with HMT on our GC2 monitor here, and obviously this is one of the reasons why we put dots on the golf club, is that really accurately measures lie at impact, and this is the important bit, at impact. Okay, now there is such things as lie boards when you put the tape on the bottom, which probably most of you will be very familiar with. Those sort of days have gone. Having said that, there's still manufacturers out there still use that. I don't really believe in those anymore, purely because I just used to get golfers sort of shying up and away from that board because, you know, they didn't want to hurt themselves or crack the board or anything. So it wasn't for me a most accurate sort of way of doing it. But obviously before launch monitors, that was the way to sort of do it, you know. So you know, they've done it for many years. The other method of doing it is putting a black mark line on your golf ball, putting that line vertical and then striking the shot and seeing how that line sort of imprints on the club face, maybe a bit of face impact tape to help there leave that mark, and whether that's tilted to the right or to the left on the face depends whether it needs to be more upright or more flatter. But we're going to use it the most accurate way for me, you know, a launch monitor, and measure this lie and see how that affects start direction and also shape of shot and dispersion. Okay, so I'm going to hit 5 balls with each iron head here in different lies, and I'm going to start off with a red dot, which is 1 degree flat from standard. Now obviously I'm 6'5". This isn't going to suit me at all. You know, as soon as I put that down, I can see the toe pushing into the ground there, the heel's being lifted a little bit. It just doesn't look right to my eye. But obviously for a lot of golfers out there, they might not know what is right or wrong. You know, the look of it, they just accept it. Well, that's okay, and maybe not gone down that sort of fitting process here. So I'm going to start off with the red dot here, G700 Iron, as I say, same shaft in both. I'm going to hit 5 shots with each. Okay, so straight away there, not a bad shot, good strike. It's just gone up that right hand side here. So generally speaking, what we're going to see a little bit is a club that is too flat for somebody, or for me. The toe's obviously pushing into the ground more, which is going to, in terms of the face plane tilt, it's going to allow the face to point more right. Okay, so generally what you would see is a shot pattern that would miss more right of target. Again, good strike there. Nice flight there. Just going up that right hand side a little bit. Wow, okay. That's gone well right. Yeah, I've really struggled to control that golf ball there. And I didn't want to sort of, because obviously being a decent player, I didn't want to sort of then start to manipulate the hands to try and stop it going right. I just wanted to give them my normal swings that felt as normal to me as I possibly could there. I didn't want to start manipulating the face, try and correct that lie there, which I think a lot of golfers would start to do through the game. And this again, what I see a lot of is that the guys who deliver it very toe down will deliver it very close to try and compensate the two. But you can see it gets really messy and struggling to control your path to face relationship, and then dispersion just goes way out the window. Okay, so let's have a quick look at those lie numbers there. Maybe explain a little bit of the strikes that I've got and the lies that we've got, and maybe sort of showing obviously where the ball flight has actually gone in terms of relation to target. Okay, so what we see here with dispersion there, you see there's the sort of target line there, from hitting from there going to there, you see dispersion's way right there. Everything's quite consistently right. So look at that ball flight there, you can see everything starting off in this sort of direction, obviously fading off over to that right hand side. Okay, and then we'll look at some numbers in a little bit more detail here. So the real ones I'm going to want to obviously look at here is Sidespin. So you can see 11,000 should I say, sorry, correct me. 1100's right spin, R spin. So everything there was going right spin, okay? And everything started on average there, 3.3 degrees right of target. So everything started right of target. There's one that started quite nice to target, but again, it still faded off to the right. Let's just pluck some of these lie numbers out here and see where what sort of lie was doing and how it's sort of measuring. Okay, so there's one, that's an awful strike there in the heel, but you see 3.7 toe down there, minus 3.7, so minus is toe down. Okay, so you see that that lie isn't very good there, so you see it's 0.3, 0.2 down. So it'll be interesting to see where the green dot would lie. So as an average there between all those lie numbers, so here's a lie column. Okay, so 5, 1, 5, 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3, 7. So that 3, 7 was actually my best lie there, somewhere even 5 toe down. So you see it averaging at 4.7 toe down. So that's one of the reasons why the ball starts right of target, and obviously then got that that cut spin on, and obviously finishing, averaging 28 yards right of target. There's some very right shots there. And to me, it felt awful. The strikes felt heavy. I'm going to pluck a couple out here. So again, that's not a bad strike location. Maybe a little bit high in the face, but I did feel like I'm digging that toe into that ground there. The strikes weren't good at all. There's a lot of interaction between you know, sole of the club and the ground. Again, there's a toe strike. So you see I've had a heel, high in the face, toe, strike patterns moving all over the place. Right guys, so took the shaft out of the red dot head there, and I've put the G700 green dot in the shaft here now. Again, 5 balls. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 shots again. Got to keep the swing as best I can the same. I'm going to put this on a blue ball flight here so you can see the difference between these two ball flights, and then we'll have a look and see how green has maybe changed that lie angle and maybe changed my shot dispersion. Now, straight away there, as I put this down by the golf ball, it looks more suitable to me here. You know, 2 degrees upright, it's getting nearer to my spec. I may need sort of 3 upright possibly here, but we'll see how this sort of fits in. But straight away that looks better. You know, the toe isn't into that ground as much there. The heel's more down. It looks like it just sits a little bit more neutral to me there, which is a big plus in terms of how it sort of looks. So let's get this first one hit here. Again, I'm going to try and keep the swing exactly the same. Okay, so straight away there, I'm seeing a very different shape of ball flight there. That's really neutral, little soft draw, started on target, touch soft draw, nearly on that line there. So that's much, much better on that start direction there. And visually, that didn't start right and fade up high right. That sort of was a little bit more penetrating there. It felt a lot more solid on the strike, and a better interaction with that sole of the club into the ground. Okay, so nice start there with the green dot here. So 4 more shots, and then we'll look at some numbers in a little bit more detail. Okay, yeah, very different ball flight there. That started just up that left-hand side ever so slightly there. Much better interaction there with the sole to the ground, definitely. And lie looks to be coming down, maybe not quite perfect there, but is coming down quite nicely. So let's have a look at a little bit more detail and compare that red dot, 1 flat, to the green dot, which is 2 upright in the Ping's colour code system. Okay, so we're going to have a look at these numbers again. So we'll look at the shot dispersion first. So we see the red one was quite a bit to the right of target there. See, the blue one's tightened up a little bit smaller, but moved more towards that centre there, which is great. So let's have a little look at sort of for ball flight stages. A couple are still just pushed a little bit there, but that's a little bit me. But again, we'll look at these line angles here, but a couple there a lot straighter, but the strikes felt so much better there. So let's have a look at some numbers in a bit more detail. Okay, so let's have a little look at club head speed. So club head speed's actually dropped ever so slightly, but not a lot, so pretty much the same. Ball speed's picked up a bit though there, a good sort of 3 mile an hour more ball speed there, so I'm seeing a better where the ball's coming off the club face. Obviously smash has gone up quite a bit there, launch just down a touch, spins just up fractionally but not a lot. But let's look at this side spin. So you see 1100 right spin, so that's down to 135 right spin there. Okay, on average, so much lower on that spin number. And you see the start directions, the flat 1 degree flat start, 3.3 degrees right of target. That was only 0.5. So you see these numbers are a lot more near to 0 there, and not as great as those ones there. So starting the ball much straighter, and then controlling that side spin significantly better there. Distance wise, little gain there, sort of 5-yard gain carry, peaking out a touch higher with that second one there. And then look at line angle here, so we see we've gone from minus 4.7, which is toe down, to minus 1.6 toe down. So in a way, I could get, maybe, as I mentioned before, probably another degree upright, maybe go to 3 degrees there, possibly. But you see all these numbers are really consistent. Look, 1.8, 1.8, 1.2, 1.9, 1.5. So very consistent on those numbers there, which is helping massively with that shot start direction and dispersion. Okay guys, so there we have it. Ping G700 there with a 1 flat and a 2 upright, and how that can actually affect the ball flight there. Now, obviously that's only 5 shots hit with each. We know through a fitting process we would probably hit a lot more shots there. But I think even then, very early on in probably the 5 shots that a customer's hitting, you start to see a pattern emerge here. Okay, but as I said earlier, it's so important, I think, for a fitter to be a coach as well in my eyes, because there is an aspect of how that golfer is delivering that golf club. Now, if they've got a certain motion in the swing where they get a bit steep, for instance, which is so common, and then they lift that handle up, you know, we get readings of sometimes 7-8 degrees toe down, you know, and you can't fit to that. You can't make a club 8 degrees toe up. It's just physically impossible. So there's obviously an element of how that golfer is delivering the golf club. Now, what we would possibly do is make that club a little bit more upright there, possibly go 3, maybe 4 degrees upright, okay, but there's also an element of them to improve to get that from 8 degrees back to that 4 to match it out and 0 out. So obviously that's maybe where the golfer wouldn't possibly decide to go down some lessons fronts as well. But the beauty with line angle, I think, and with the modern golf clubs now, these can be adjusted. Okay, so if you've got a set of clubs, it's not like, right, I've got to get rid of those, got to go out and buy a new set. You know, if you've been fitted, you know, it's worth just checking these lies, just check them every now and again. They can move over time, especially if you're hitting a lot with 1 iron, if you're practicing a lot, you know, do get them checked. And you know, your swing might be changing over a period of time as well, so it's always worth just getting them checked, and little tweaks here and there, you know, as you can see there, can make a bit of a difference to your shot dispersion. Okay, it's an interesting video there. Let me know your thoughts. Do comment down below. Interested to hear your thoughts. Have you been fitted? What is your line angle? Do you know your line angle? You know, and did you realise how it can affect ball flight as much as it has done there? Obviously, do hit that subscribe button. Very much appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, hit that bell icon so you get notifications. Any videos that I post, you'll be the first ones to be able to watch it. And follow my social media platforms. All the links in the description down below. And hopefully, I'll catch up with you all very soon.